Hey guys, today we're going to go over Senator Tim Kaine from the state of Virginia versus Donald Trump. Remember, Tim Kaine was Hillary Clinton's 2016 running mate, and he's well known in the Democratic Party, and he's liked by a lot of the people in the Democratic Party. He's a former Virginia governor, and now he's a senator there, and he's going to probably be reelected. Um, yeah, he did lose his debate against Mike Pence, according to the CNN Instant Action poll. And I'm thinking if Senator Tim Kaine does go against Donald Trump, I think that Senator Kaine could overcome him in the debates because Senator Tim Kaine, he's straightforward, but he uses their own tactics against them. Like Tim Kaine interrupted Mike Pence a lot, just like how Donald Trump interrupted Hillary Clinton. And I think it would be two guys clashing against each other, and whoever wants to be the bigger man will stop interrupting one another. So I think that Senator Tim Kaine could edge out Donald Trump in the debate because Mike Pence is a sweet talker. He knows how to talk his way out of anything. That's a good trait and a bad trait, both things. I'm not knocking him nor am I propping him up. I'm just saying he knows how to talk his way out of anything. He's a very good talker, and he's good at doing speeches, and he knows how to respond to questions fairly. And that's the thing that hurt Senator Tim Kaine because people thought of Mike Pence as more tempered than Tim Kaine because Tim Kaine was interrupting him. However, Donald Trump is a lot less tempered than Mike Pence is, and Mike Pence knows how to act like a vice president or a president rather than Donald Trump, who has shown some characteristics that are not fit for the oath of office, fit for the Oval Office. But his supporters landed him his victory anyway. So let's go through the West Coast, the safe states. I'm going to give Nevada safe to Senator Tim Kaine because Tim Kaine will boost Latino turnout. Senator Tim Kaine is he's fluent in Spanish, so I think he'll pick someone like Julian Castro as his vice presidential nominee. So I'm thinking that will also spike minority turnout. Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. I'm going to leave one electoral vote up for Texas. I think that one will stay with the Republicans. I don't see Texas flipping to any Democrat in 2020. Even though they have a growing Latino trend, I think that'll flip in 2024 rather than 2020, and we may go over that in my 2024 prediction videos. Utah, Arizona, I'm going to leave as a toss-up. Colorado, I'm going to leave as a toss-up. But New Mexico, I'm going to give to Tim Kaine. That gives him 85 electoral votes to Donald Trump 77. Alaska and Hawaii. So that puts Tim Kaine at 89 electoral votes after we split the country in half, and Donald Trump at 80. The rest of the electoral votes are on the eastern side of the United States. Iowa, I'm going to leave safe Donald Trump, solid Trump state from 2016. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, South Carolina. Then we have Minnesota. I think that one will go to Tim Kaine. Wisconsin, I'm going to leave as a toss-up. Michigan, I'm going to leave as a toss-up. Remember, people give Trump too much credit in these 2020 election predictions by giving him the entire Rust Belt. The Rust Belt only went for Trump because these voters were angry, like Indiana voters were in 2008. This is not a growing trend of the Rust Belt turning more Republican. The Rust Belt is actually a solid Democratic territory when their voters come out to vote. The Rust Belt shouldn't have even been up for grabs in 2016 if minority turnout was high. It wasn't because of Hillary Clinton. So you just need to make sure that whenever you're predicting something, remember that the Rust Belt is not solid Republican because they went for Trump once. That's like saying Indiana would be solid Democrat every year after 2008, and we saw the margins in 2012 and 2016. This was one spoof election where the Rust Belt flipped to the Republican side, and it's not going to happen again in the near future unless they have a very unliked candidate, and people are angry again. And Trump will need to follow through with his promises of keeping jobs, keeping everything. He needs to be able to rally up his voters to vote for him again, and the ones who were undecided but decided to vote for him once, he needs to get them to agree and go with him. Illinois, safe Donald Trump state, safe Tim Kaine state, safe Democratic state. Ohio, I'm going to leave as a toss-up. Virginia, safe Democrat, his home state, obviously. That's what landed Hillary Clinton a victory here, more or less. North Carolina, toss-up but leaning Republican. Georgia, toss-up again. Florida, also a toss-up. Maine, I'm going to give 3 out of the 4 electoral votes in Maine to Senator Tim Kaine. Now let's go through the Northeast. I'm going to leave New Hampshire as a safe Democratic state, considering it went for Hillary, even though Trump had a good election. New Hampshire still stayed in the Democratic column, so I'm going to leave that one there. Rhode Island, Massachusetts, whoops, Connecticut. See, Massachusetts doesn't want to go. New York, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey. I just did. So that puts Senator McCain at 220 electoral votes, 12 away from what Hillary Clinton got last election, and so that puts him at 220. So we just need to find the states that will land either Donald Trump in another victory or Senator Tim Kaine a victory. Now in Florida, if he chooses Julian Castro, I think that one will go to the Democratic side because of this. Tim Kaine is fluent in Spanish. You can rally Hispanic voters down there. Julian Castro, also Hispanic. You can rally Hispanic voters there again. So you have the double whammy. You have the minority, and Senator Tim Kaine can appeal to the white working class. Although he may be perceived as another establishment Democrat, that may hurt him in some Rust Belt states. But in states like Florida that voted for Donald Trump in 2016, there are a lot of people there who would vote for Tim Kaine over Hillary Clinton just because they hated Hillary Clinton so much. And there were a lot of Latinos who distrusted Hillary Clinton, but had only good things to say about Senator Kaine. So I'm going to leave that one in this McCain column. Georgia, I don't see flipping this election, maybe in 2024. North Carolina, I also don't see flipping because this one has been slowly turning more Republican after the 2008 election, and the trend continues in 2016. So I think that it'll slowly turn away from being a swing state. Ohio, I'm going to leave that one in the Republican column just because of the fact that it went for Trump by 9 points, and I'm thinking that one could, that trend there, Ohio is going separate ways from the Democratic Party. Pennsylvania, I'm going to come back to. I'm going to come back to the Rust Belt and Maine. Actually, no, I'll go to Maine right now. I'm going to leave one electoral vote to Donald Trump because I still think he would appeal to the rural voters there just by not as a big margin against Hillary Clinton in the state of Nebraska. I'm going to leave all their electoral votes there. Arizona, I don't see flipping again, but I do see it as a swing state and toss-up state that both candidates will vie for. Puts Donald Trump at 231 to Senator McCain's 249. Right now, Senator McCain is ahead of Hillary Clinton by 17 electoral votes, where she did in 2016. And Colorado, I'm going to give that one to the Democrats because of the fact that it went for Hillary Clinton, and I think that will stay in the Democratic column. Now, this is if Trump doesn't keep his promises. I'm going over that. I usually assume certain things like that, and I forgot the District of Columbia. Okay, so that puts Tim Kaine 9 electoral votes from winning the highest office in the United States. The presidency of the United States, he's 7 electoral votes away. Pick any one of these states and he wins them. Pick any one of these states and he wins the election. Donald Trump could win Michigan, could win Pennsylvania, and still lose to Senator McCain. Or, let's say, Senator McCain wins Michigan. He could win Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. But, let's leave these all as a toss-up for now. Pennsylvania, I think that one will come back to the Democratic side, just because of the fact that a lot of Democrats there voted for Trump out of anger against Hillary Clinton, but they didn't. Senator Tim Kaine could appeal to the white working class here, and Pennsylvania was a much larger margin than Michigan was, so I'm going to leave Michigan in the Democratic column, and Wisconsin I'm going to leave in the Democratic column, putting Senator Kaine 307 to 231. However, this is if Trump doesn't keep his promises. If Trump does keep his promises, I think he'll hold on to Wisconsin, but I don't think he'll hold on to Michigan or Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania, he can appeal to the working class voters here. Wisconsin had a little more factors than that in some counties that went solidly Democrat and now voted for Trump by like 10%. There's a lot more factors than just the white working class in Pennsylvania, because in Pennsylvania they had the minority turnout, so they do have that in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, but it won't be capitalized because they are African American voters rather than Latino voters, and Latino voters will be the ones that will land Senator Tim Kaine's victory, because if Trump wins Florida, Senator Tim Kaine loses. That's why the Hispanic turnout needs to be an all-time high in order for Tim Kaine to win. So I'm going to leave it off at this, 307 to 231. And I just want to go over one more thing. Iowa and Ohio, I think these ones are going to stay Republican for the next few elections. I think that these ones are made a turning point in their voting history to a point where they don't return to the Democratic Party unless someone like Barack Obama runs again. Georgia, North Carolina, and Arizona, all states I could see flipping in 2024 because of growing turnout. Maine, 2nd Congressional District, I think that one will stay Republican as long as Trump is running. But once Trump stops running, I think they'll vote Democratic again. So, again, thank you all for watching, and the election night is going very well. Just takes a while to render things. And election nights do take a while, so it's not like you can churn them out in one day. The one that I recently posted in 2008, that one took me about a week to get through, to collage, to edit. So yeah. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.